Today we're diving into 5 psalms that literally cover the entire map of human emotion, from the highest notes of praise all the way down to the most desperate plea for help.
I mean, think about it, right? It's a question we all face. And what's incredible is that thousands of years ago, the psalmists actually gave us a kind of script, a language for both the good times and the bad. We're going to explore that language today, right here in Psalms 66 to 70.
So here's the roadmap. We're going to start with this huge burst of worship, then shift to a global prayer, witness the march of a triumphant God, and then we plummet into a raw cry of pain, ending with an urgent, last-ditch plea for help. Yeah, it's going to be an emotional roller coaster, for sure.
All right, let's kick things off with Psalm 66. This is a powerful, universal invitation to praise. And this isn't some quiet, polite, inside voice kind of worship. No way. This is a global shout of pure joy. So right out of the gate, the psalm hits us with this massive, all-in command. It's not just for one tribe or one nation. The call goes out to all ye lands. It just sets this incredible tone. It's explosive. It's for everybody, right from line 1.
What's so cool about this psalm is how it builds its case for praise. It starts with the whole world. Then it grounds that praise in real history, remembering that miracle from the Exodus when the sea turned into dry land. But, and this is crucial, it doesn't just stick to the highlights, it gets real about hardship. The text says God has tried us as silver is tried. This isn't about punishment, it's about being made stronger, purer. And from that place of trial, the psalm becomes intensely personal, ending with the writer's own story of answered prayer. It's this incredible zoom in from the whole world right down to one person's story.
And that really brings us to a huge takeaway here. Real, authentic praise isn't just for when things are going great. It's a shared story about God's power, but it's also a deeply personal story about how He's been faithful through our own struggles.
Okay, so from there, let's jump into Psalm 67, because it builds on this idea in a really interesting way. It takes all that worship energy and channels it into a prayer. But this isn't just any prayer. It's a prayer with a mission, a really outward-looking purpose. You see, the psalmist is asking for God's blessing, but get this, it's not just for them. The whole point is so that God's ways may be known on earth, so His saving power can be seen by all nations. The whole point of the blessing is to be like a giant signpost, pointing everyone else back to God. It even links that favor to a good harvest, suggesting that when things go well, it's a gift meant to show God's goodness to the world.
So here's the bottom line. Blessing isn't just about us. It's missional. It's not some private treasure we're supposed to lock away. It's a light that's meant to be shared, to get the whole world to notice and join in the praise.
All right, so we've had a call to worship, we've had a prayer. Now get ready, because Psalm 68 is a full-on victory parade. The whole tone just shifts into overdrive. It's majestic, it's powerful. This is God as the unstoppable, divine warrior.
Wow, that opening verse is just pure power, isn't it? It actually echoes what they used to say when the Ark of the Covenant was being carried out to lead Israel into battle. It's a declaration that when God shows up, all opposition just melts away like wax in front of a fire.
And this psalm just paints this incredible three-dimensional picture of God. So on one hand, you have this unstoppable warrior whose presence at Sinai made the earth shake. But on the other hand, this same God is the father of the fatherless and the defender of widows. This immense power isn't just for show, it's for protecting the vulnerable. And once again, there's that universal theme. The psalm closes with this vision of a world where even powerful nations like Egypt and Ethiopia come to worship God.
Okay, so we've been on this high, right? Just climbing from joyous praise to this triumphant celebration. But I need you to brace yourselves, because we're about to experience some serious emotional whiplash. The shift from the glory of Psalm 68 to the pain of Psalm 69 is maybe one of the most jarring transitions in the whole book. We're going from the absolute peak straight down into the abyss.
And here we are, Psalm 69, and that subtitle really says it all, Sinking in the Deep Mire. All that massive corporate celebration, it's gone. It's replaced by the raw, lonely voice of one person in absolute agony. This psalm is like a deep dive into the anatomy of suffering. The writer uses this terrifying metaphor of drowning. You can almost feel the water rising. And the crazy part? The reason he's suffering is because of his passion for God. He says his zeal has literally consumed him, and it's led to nothing but ridicule. He's been abandoned by everyone, even his own family. But, and this is so important,
Even in the middle of all that pain and injustice, he doesn't turn away from God. He turns toward him, crying out for rescue, still clinging to that sliver of hope. And this, right here, might be one of the most profound lessons in the entire book of Psalms. Real faith isn't some magic shield that keeps bad things from happening. It's the honest, raw, gut-wrenching cry to God from the middle of the fire. It makes it okay to not be okay. Okay, so after that long, heartbreaking journey through Psalm 69, we hit Psalm 70, and it is completely different. It's short, it's to the point, and all the fancy poetry is gone. This is basically a 911 call to heaven. Pure urgency.
No warm-up, no preamble. The prayer just explodes out. The psalmist needs help, and he needs it now.
And the focus is laser sharp. This isn't about history or nations. It's help me. It's personal, direct, and desperate.
And he wraps it up with this raw, almost demanding plea. Don't wait. The time for talking is over. Action is needed right now.
And you know, this little psalm reminds us of something so important. Prayer doesn't have to be long or perfectly worded to be powerful. Sometimes, in those crisis moments, the most honest and faithful prayer is just a short, desperate, God help me, now. It's an expression of total dependence. So let's just take a breath and look back at the journey we've just been on. We went from the worldwide praise of Psalm 66 and the victory march of 68, all the way down into the agony of 69, and ended with that desperate SOS in Psalm 70. I mean, that's the whole human experience right there. Celebration to desperation, all in just 5 short chapters. And all of this really leads us with a big question to chew on. These psalms show us a kind of faith that has room for both, for shouting with joy from the mountaintops and for crying out from the bottom of a pit. And it suggests that maybe true faith isn't about pretending everything's okay or faking our praise. Maybe it's about being brave enough to bring all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the confusing, and laying it all out honestly before God.